Hi, I'm Michael Fox, longtime Bay Area film journalist, critic, and OLLI instructor. And in the spring term, I'll be teaching Global Lens, the international documentary. This is an in-person screening and discussion class on Monday mornings, a 2-hour class. The first hour will be spent watching a new or recent film made abroad by non-American filmmakers. We'll take a short break and then we'll talk about it. For those of you who've never taken a class with me, the discussion will not focus on the content of the film. That is to say, it will not focus on the social issue, the history, the politics, the geography around the film, but rather on the filmmaking. That is to say, the structure, the storytelling, the tone, the music, the ways in which the film works on us, the ways in which the filmmakers communicate with us and try to persuade us. I promise you it will not be an academic class. I don't speak in jargon. You don't need to know anything about filmmaking, though you know more than you think you know, actually. But the point is for us to engage with a film that is not made for us. These films are often commissioned and produced for and broadcast on television in those countries. So the audience is the local population, not an international population. Of course, with European productions, more and more of those films are intended to travel across borders. But the point is that they're not made for American audiences. So we're not going to get the PBS or NPR view. We're not going to get all the context because we don't know those societies as well as the audiences for whom the films are made. But that's a plus for us because things that are normally invisible or transparent to us when we're watching documentaries, because we know all the context, will be not jarring, but hopefully will at least jump out at us. Things like what level of knowledge the filmmakers assume on behalf of their audiences, which is again is something invisible to us because it's very rare that you will see a documentary made in America in which you don't have some sense, some idea of the context. Now, I can't tell you at this moment any of the titles. I'm putting the program together as we speak, and I have to tell you frankly, you wouldn't have heard of them anyhow. I wouldn't have heard of them because they're 1-hour films made for local television. They're not the kind of films that will play commercially in the US and in fact rarely even play film festivals. But they are professional films, broadcast quality films. What I can tell you is there'll be a range of styles, a range of filmmaking approaches, a range of countries that will allow us to have different conversations every week. So with that, I hope you will take Global Lens. For those of you who have taken classes with me, particularly Global Lens, this is an entirely different set of films. These are not films that we will have looked at in previous classes. And I invite you to join me for 6 stimulating films and 6 stimulating conversations. Thank you very much.